Most AI coding tools today are great at writing code, but there is still one huge bottleneck in modern software development, and that is turning product ideas or design intent into actual UI inside a real code base. Usually the workflow looks something like this. You design something in Figma or generate prototype with an AI tool, then you still have to translate that design into production ready React components manually. And that translation step can easily take hours or even days. For a very long time, I have been looking for a solution for this particular problem. So I found a solution that actually solves this particular problem. So apparently there is only one reliable tool out there that actually solves this problem. And this tool is builder.io. And I'm sure you might have heard about this tool. So this is how builder.io actually works. It works like an AI front-end engineer inside your existing code base. That means it can generate production-ready UI directly using your actual components, your repository, and your framework. Because builder.io works differently than any other AI tool out there. So you can connect your GitHub repository, or in fact, if you have a project running locally on your computer, just like this project. So this is a Next.js project. This is an empty Next.js project. And I just created a very simple basic dashboard using Shadcn. So I'm using Tailwind CSS and Shadcn to create front-end design for this project. This is a very basic dashboard design that I just created. And then what I did, I downloaded this VS Code extension inside my VS Code and then opened this project locally on my local host and then opened it inside builder.io. And here I can use this AI agent and I can design any sort of components based on my existing design. Before I just dive deep in detail that how this actually works, let me just quickly show you what we are going to achieve in this particular video. So in this video, I'm going to start with the real Next.js project that you have already seen. Then I will add a new SaaS dashboard feature and then connect builder to my repository. And then I'll generate the UI using Shadcn components. And then I will review the React code and run the feature end to end. So let's see how this actually fits into a real development workflow. So right now you can see this is the Next.js project that I have just created. This is a simple empty Next.js project. I just created one page only, and that was this dashboard page in here. So this is a very simple basic dashboard page in here. Now the next step is to connect my repository with builder.io. So to do that, what I did, I simply just uploaded my code on GitHub. So you can see I just created a GitHub repository just a few minutes ago, and then I just pushed my code in here. And now we can just use the builder.io platform and then directly connect that GitHub repository with builder.io in here. We can also just download the VS Code extension that you can see I had already did, and then I can just ask builder.io agent here to add the UI for the next feature. So the next feature that I want to add is basically a user onboarding page, something like welcome message and then feature highlights, quick setup steps, and maybe a progress indicator as well. Normally I would do something like I would open an AI code editor, something like Cursor or Windsurf. Then I will just write a prompt describing the layout, then generate some code, then spend time fixing the styling issues, adjusting layout, and then connecting everything to the existing component library. And if the project already uses something like Shadcn UI or MUI, there is always extra work to make the generated code match the real components, and that translation layer is where a lot of time disappears. So this is where builder.io actually comes in. Instead of generating UI in isolation, builder.io works inside your existing repository. It understands your framework. If you're using React or Next.js, then it understands your components library, your existing styles, and your project structure. So the UI that it generates is not just a prototype. It's a real production style code that fits into your project. So let's just quickly try it. So if you just want to use builder.io on this dashboard, you can easily just simply click on connect, simply just click on that, and then you can just connect your GitHub account and then connect your GitHub repository. So I can simply just click on this connect GitHub app. Now I need to just sign into my GitHub account. So let me just quickly do that. I will just skip that part. So now you can see I am logged in inside my GitHub account. And now I can authorize builder.io for all of my repositories or maybe for any selected repositories. So what I'll do, I'll just choose only selected repositories. So I have just selected this repository. Then I can simply just click on install and authorize. And now you can see my repository in here. So I'll simply just click on that. And now it is asking me, how would you like to use this project? So I can just use the first option, and then builder.io is preparing our project. On the other hand, if you just want to use builder.io inside VS Code, so you can just easily do that. You can just install builder.io inside VS Code and then just log in and then start using builder.io directly inside your code base, inside your local project, inside VS Code. So let's just use it inside VS Code. So you can see this is a project running locally, and as you know, as I already told you, that this is a Next.js project and we are using Tailwind CSS and Shadcn UI components, which is a very common modern stack. So right now you can see it is just a simple dashboard layout. So what we are going to build is a new onboarding feature. So instead of manually coding it, I'm just going to connect builder.io. So here you can just give your prompt something like, I want to add a user onboarding dashboard feature, something like welcome page, feature highlights, and quick setup, and maybe a progress indicator as well. So that exact same thing that I mentioned earlier to you. So either I can just give that prompt in here, or I can just go back to the builder.io dashboard where we were actually setting up our project. So here you can see we are at this step where we are required to add environment variables, but in this project we're not using any environment variables. So we can just simply move to the next step and then add dependencies. So I have already clicked on this auto suggest, and now you can see it is already just automatically dealing with the dependencies. So that's amazing. And next thing is dependency install script. I can again simply just click on auto suggest, and you can see builder.io agent is dealing with everything. So I can simply just run this command, which is npm install, and now it will just install all of the dependencies. There you go. You can see on our terminal all of the dependencies are installed. So I think this web version is far more easier for you if you don't want to like install it on your like local project. So you can easily just use the web version, and then you can just like connect your GitHub repository and basically manage everything on your browser. So now all of the dependencies have been installed. I can simply just click on next step, and now the dev server is running. So I can just give my command to run the dev server, npm run dev verify, and now it is going to just run this dev server on localhost 3000. That's amazing. Our dev server is running on localhost 3000. Next step. That's amazing. Cool. You can see this is the preview of our application that it is showing in here. That's amazing. So then I can just click on this finish step, and all of the steps have been completed. Our project has been integrated successfully. Our repository has been integrated successfully. So that's amazing. Now we can just start giving our prompts and start generating our front-end design. So everything is configured now. Our project preview is running successfully, and now I can just give my prompt, which is I want to add a user onboarding page, something like welcome page, feature highlights, quick setup steps, and then maybe a progress indicator as well. So I'll then press enter, and now let's just see how builder.io is actually going to build that UI for me. So you can see it already understands the entire project. It already understands how our existing UI looks like. So there is not going to be any inconsistency in our design. Our design is going to look exactly as it should. This design will be production ready design. This design will not be a prototype design. So that's amazing. I think we are ready. I can just click on this open preview in a new tab, and let me just close this one, show content. So there you go. This is our design on this directory, which is /onboarding, and this is our design. And this design is absolutely similar to what we already have in here on dashboards. So you can see the button style, the text style, the font style, everything is like consistent. It did not invent any new design. It basically used the existing design and then built all of these components based on that existing design. So our design is consistent. So let's suppose if you already have a production ready application and you just want to create new features and create like new front-end design for those features. So rather than prototyping it another AI code editor and then implementing that design, and we don't know like how that design is going to look like. So I think that rather just use builder.io so you can have a very consistent design. So you can see if I just click on this next button, there is this progress bar as we asked, and there you go. If I just click on next, and that's it. You can see the progress bar is 100% complete, and this is our complete onboarding design. Now if you just go to this style tab in here inside builder.io, so you can see you can interact with all of these components individually, and you can maybe edit and customize any of these components. You can see there is this Figma style basically editing tab. You can easily just edit and customize any of these components. So you got the complete control over what you want to change and edit and what you want to customize. So for a minor change or maybe like a font change or very basic design change, you got the complete control in here rather than just like going back to your agent and then giving it a prompt to change that particular small thing. So I think you can just like use this feature and then customize everything by yourself visually. Also, you can just have a look at the code that it has just generated. For example, you can see the card component and the button components. It is using the existing card components and button components rather than like creating a new one. So basically everything follows the same styling system that is already used in your project, which means this code can actually go through a normal workflow, code review, pull request, and it's not just a demo code. So this is something that could realistically be merged into the production. So if you just want to send a PR request, we can simply just click on this send PR, and now we can see our repository is already connected, this particular. So I have just already clicked on send PR, and there you go. This is the update from builder.io agent, and this is our PR automatically generated. So right now you can see the builder.io agent is generating a detailed description. So whoever want to review this PR, they can just like go through this detailed description. The biggest thing that surprised me here is the workflow change. Normally my progress would look something like this: prototype the UI somewhere, then manually port that into my real code base. But with Builder, that translation step basically disappeared. The UI was generated directly against my existing component library, and I could refine the layout visually while still reviewing the real React code. So instead of following the traditional workflow, which is like idea, then prototyping, then rewrite in code, now the workflow becomes more like idea then production UI inside the same workflow. So if you're developing React or Next.js applications, this is definitely an interesting tool to experiment with, especially if your team spends a lot of time translating designs into front-end components. So Build is not trying to replace developers. It's more like building an AI front-end engineer into your existing workflow. If you want to check it out, I will leave the link in description or just go to builder.io. And if you have any questions about how this fits into AI development workflow, drop them in the comments, and I see you next video. Bye bye.